everybody who joined our webinar. That is me, Anthony Kross. As always, I am launching this webinar in order to give you the good tips in order to open the trades, okay, on my account for you to see how the market works and how I'm making profit from the news. So for today we are going to trade on the crude oil inventories report, which is always is being hosted on a weekly basis on the Wednesday. Yes, the last time we had the New Year. By the way, Happy New Year and Merry Christmas to everybody, okay, who joined our webinar, and to all people, of course. So, what I was saying, the last time on Wednesday we had a New Year, and that's why the crude oil inventories was postponed till the 8th of January. It means it is today. Okay, so there is a lot of interesting topic to discuss with you this time. Okay, to start with, that is the killing of Iran top commander. Okay. Which is influenced, I think, almost all the market. And despite this, the United States is making the situation even worse than right now because of a lot of Trump's tweets on the internet that Iran will never have a nuclear weapon and so on and so on. So right now, oil, commodities, gold and Brent oil is quite dangerous to trade nowadays because there is only one person who is leading all the process, who is making the whole steps further, who is leading the market. That is Donald J. Trump. That is simple as that. So for you to understand, gold is good to trade on the short-term basis, the same as for the crude oil. Let me open the crude oil. I already launched everything. I launched my trading account and I launched Australian dollar USD. Okay, I will explain you why I having right now on the screen this currency pair. Okay, let us first go to the US crude oil chart. Okay, so I'm showing you right now the 15 minutes chart, and as you see, the price went up repeatedly to the point that is it was this night to the point of $65.45 per 1 barrel, and as I can tell you, that is the highest point of the price since let me make it a little bit bigger. Since April, that is the highest point since April 2019. It was not so long time ago, but still. Let me mark it here so you will have this mark here. Okay. Crude oil prices surged to the highest level since April. It's because following the killing of Iran's top commander in United States airstrike in Baghdad, raising concerns of the bigger conflict between the two countries. Most people are saying that the a new war is coming, but we are living in the 21st century. I think the two countries are gonna find the solution to deal between each other. But as for me, I don't think that the deal between United States and Iran is going to have any sense. You understand? I think that if other countries will not join this, let's say, geopolitical tension, if nobody is going to stop the Trump, even China with their trade deal, yes, the Trump is going to have the big power. even the Congress of the United States, they are raising the question about limitation of Donald J. Trump, um, limitation of Donald Trump power and influence on the military forces of United States, because he is putting a lot of threats right now, and the first threat is to attack the whole cultural cities of the Iran. Yes, first of all, people are gonna suffer, and so on and so on. Like he was killing the Iran top commander. Accidentally, it was in Iraq, but Soleimani, yes, that is the surname of Iran's general, he was present in the Iraq, and he was killed by the drone of United States. So that is why we are having this tension right now. What I think, that is very, very unpredictable right now, the situation on financial market and situation on the planet. Okay, but what we are going to do is to take a look and wait until we will have some solution, because at the moment what is happening, it's quite dangerous for the price for the oil, for the price of gold. But still, if we gonna take a look and compare the price for the gold, it rised up significantly, especially yesterday. It reached the point of 1610, and once again, that is the highest point. Let me once again show you, for you to understand that that is the highest point since the pretty long time. As you see, it has never been like this. So, and the gold right now is going down, but for you to understand why this move was made for up, because of the attack on the Iran made an attack on the two bases of United States, military bases in United States, or in Iraq. They had the two bases and they attacked them, and that's why the rise of gold was made like this. And right now we are having the correction of the price a little bit. It lost pretty much $40 since it lost around the $40 since yesterday, and this asset at the moment we can take for down. So let us basically decide what we are going to do right now, because we have 8 minutes till the beginning, okay, till the beginning of the crude oil inventories. It will be published. So what I want to take today, it's a quite interesting asset. Probably I already told you about this. It's Australian dollar and against the US dollar. Okay. Okay, so what we have here, the correlation of Australian dollar with oil is opposite. When Australian dollar is going down, oil is going up. And simply saying, we can expect today, you can see how everything was falling down since beginning of the year. That what happened with the US dollar against the Australian dollar. That's why we are having this picture. So today, if the report is gonna be, by the way, I didn't talk about the previous result and about the forecast for the crude oil inventories. The previous result is minus 11.5 million barrels, and the forecast for this crude oil is minus 3.5 million barrels of oil. It means that they're going to produce less oil on the minus 3.5. So if the result is going to be the same, we are going to have oil for the growing up. If result is gonna be a bit different, let's say -2, so it will influence the oil in the opposite direction. It will go down. So we have 5 minutes. We can open the first trade. Let us open it on the Australian dollar and US dollar. Today, my own expectation, due to the political tensions between Iran and United States, they're going to produce around -2 million barrels of oil. So what is gonna happen with the price? It's gonna drop down, and Australian dollar is gonna rise up. Let us take the chance, okay, and open the trade on the Australian dollar USD for up. Let us select the 500 as minimum investment. Here we go. And beforehand, let me open the trade for at least the 8 minutes. It will be 8 minutes for the same direction, but with doubled amount, because this trade I'm opening after, let's say, after the result will be published. So we will have the 5 minutes in order to see how the market is reacting on the crude oil inventories. So we are opening the trade. Here we go. Let us take a look on the minutes chart. Let's select 5 minutes. Okay, at the moment we have the strong sign for the going down of the Australian dollar. Let's see if it's going to be changed. At the moment I see the trade is not in the profit, and beforehand, as always, let's open the trade on the crude oil. Okay, crude oil. Okay, here we go. So as I told you, I'm expecting to have around -2 million barrels of oil, so it will affect the price for the going down direction. Let us select the direction. The same, we will open the trade for around 9 minutes. I think that is the good time to open it. So we have Australian dollar and we have crude oil. The first trade went not into the money. Beforehand we opened the trade with higher amount, so we will be able to cover up the trade. Let us wait for the trade. Let us go back to chart and take a look how Australian dollar is against the other currency pair. AUD CHF is reacting the same as AUD USD. Like at the moment, pretty everything is reacting like this because of the fire in the forest in Australia. Since 4 months, Australia has been suffering from the huge fire, and around half a million, as I know, half a million animals were dying just in fire, and nobody was doing anything since 4 months. When the celebrities started to react on that situation, the country started to implement something. They started to post each and every day statistic about how much territory was was out of the fire in the present time. What I think, the attention in some cases is very appropriate and needed, especially with situation of Iran and United States. What I think is going to be actually is that most of the countries are going to keep more and more attention to that situation, and I think it's going to be changed. So what we have right now, let us prepare everything what we have and open the website and be prepared to check the result for the crude oil inventories. As always, I will get notification from the financial department. We have the 5 minutes and still we have the same result. Okay, so right now I'm going to wait right now for the notification from financial department, but we can take a look right now how oil. Yes, you see, I was right. Audi went up, so it means that Australian dollar USD is going to be into the profit very soon, because Audi is reacting very good with Canadian, with CHF, and with Japanese yen. It's reacting pretty well. So we need to wait until it's going to be into the profit. Okay, I'm going right now to take a look on the latest data from the financial department. So the result, it is even positive. They are circulating plus 1.1 million barrels of oil. It means that I were right. They had produced more oil, and the price is gonna react for down. So what we need to do right now is to open some currency pairs which are very correlated with crude oil. I'm talking about Australian dollar and Canadian dollar. Let us open that currency pair. Most probably the US dollar with Australian dollar is reacting not so strong as it can with another currency pair because of the tensions with Iran. The US dollar is behaving into the different way, and it's becoming stronger than it was. So we can take right now Australian dollar and Canadian dollar. Let us look for it right now. At the moment we have the trade for the crude oil for up. Let us open Audi cut. Fantastic. So let us open trade with 3000. I'm going to put the 3000 per this trade. And we are going to look for Australian dollar, CHF, Swiss franc as well. Okay, the trade has been done, and beforehand I want to open one more trade for the same with the 6000 for the same Australian dollar and Canadian. Okay, here we go. Yeah, it rises up pretty well. So the last 30 minutes we can expect to take these assets into the hour session. At the moment what we have around the 4 trades running. We are waiting for the crude oil, and I'm going to take a look on other currency pairs with Australian dollar in. Okay, here we go. We have the GBP Audi. Okay, so the Great British Pound against the Audi is reacting in the same direction, so we can go ahead and open the same trade here, guys. Volatility didn't allow me. Once again, I'm gonna try. Okay. So at the moment, I like the picture. Let's see what is gonna be in the couple of minutes. Audi cut, Audi CHL. Let us take it also, guys. Let me check the charts for the Audi CHF. I want to see if it's the same. Audi CHF. You see, it didn't react with such a big speed as it was for the Audi Canadian dollar. Yes. But in any case, we have the trades running into the profit, and as I see, let me take a look. So the trade for the crude oil was in the money. The Canadian dollar is also in the money, and also we covered up our previous trades. That is a pretty good result, guys. And let us continue with the same page, okay? I am. I opened the trade for. Okay, Audi CHF. Let us Audi cut we took already. Let me open the one more trade with six. Let's just put around 1,000 in. Let us work according to risk management because already 15,000 is invested. Okay, trade is running. Right now, the Great British Pound reacted pretty unpredictable with Australian dollar. Let us open the same trade with 15,000 in. We need to cover up this trade. I'm going to do this. Okay, let us take a look on how the Euro USD feels like. Okay, US dollar is rising up as we see. So it means Euro USD is good to take for down. Let us take it also. And after it, we can look for the USD GPY or something like this. Let us open Euro USD. Currently, we have the trades running into the profit. So I'm going to take this trade with the minimum 500 because I was looking into the Australian dollar and it looks pretty well. So we have previous trade not in the profit. We catch here the pretty good move. And the reaction of US dollar is pretty good here. Also we see that the new candle starts, so what is going to be? Okay, trade for 6,000 was in the profit. I'm interested to see how the GBP Australian dollar will be, how it will end. So according to the news, with Iran and United States, we need to wait and look into this because that is what is going to be with the market until they are going to decide how to get over the situation because it really affects the market pretty well and all of you know what Trump can do with his Twitter. Okay, Euro USD, it started to change direction as you see from chart. Let us take a look on the 3 minute chart. Let's say it's more visible. We can have here the two shoulders, and it goes in our direction. Okay, Euro USD started to change direction a little bit, but still we have the positive sign, and we have around 1 minute for trade to be finished. Okay. Okay, that's it. All the positions went into the profit, and let me refresh the page so you can see the result. Okay, we covered up our previous trade for the 6,000. We did profit for the Australian dollar. It worked pretty well today. So mind for the future about the opposite correlation of Australian dollar and oil, because it really helps. And you saw that I analyzed only the crude oil inventories report, and I got like I think 4 trades out of it. So for the future, mind that. So for this webinar, I think it's over. So see you in the next webinar.